Liberty Spring football coverage continues on LibertyFlames.com. Alan York joined by junior Wesley Scott. You know the number 21. He's back again. And Wesley, you've played a lot of football here. How do you think you've improved since your freshman year?
I improved on a lot of the smaller, more technical areas of my game, such as just keeping my eyes on my receiver, coming in and out of breaks more clean, playing faster, and just playing with more of a tempo to my game.
Played a lot of nickelback for this defense, and now expected to possibly move into a starting role. You started a little bit during your career, but now you could be one of the corners on this team. You pretty excited about that opportunity?
Oh yeah, I mean that was one of my goals from day one coming in here, is compete and fight for a starting job. And last year I helped the team where I could, and try to make the best of that position. But I'm ready to step up and go into a starting role.
I think it's easy for fans in the media to always talk about what's not coming back, or they're going to miss this piece. And does that grate against the nerves of a team in the locker room, or you just think about, hey, here's who we do have coming back? And the media talks about that as well, but always somebody talking about, well, what are they going to do here? So how does that motivate this team sometimes?
Honestly, we really don't pay attention to it. Coach Roberts highlights it in our meetings, lets us know, people around the country don't respect us. People in our own conference don't respect us as a secondary and as a team. So each and every day we had that chip on our shoulder to go out and work, because we know we have to grind that much harder than the next team. And we're going to have people to step up. May not be a headline guy, but we are going to have people for that first game to step up.
Yeah, Wes, I was out at practice a couple of weeks ago. Before practice even started, you guys were doing some drills, and players are keeping everybody accountable for their actions. Nobody in particular, but when players can do that and take ownership of this team, special things are happening. So as you sense the maturation of this team since Coach Gill got here, what do you tell people about how much you're growing up?
The team as a whole, especially my class, second biggest class in I think history here, we all matured. Trust me, we went through a lot of things to get to this point, but you can see that we've all matured, and it's time to step up. We don't have a Jacob Hagan or a Kenny Scott in terms of leadership role, and they've been here 4 or 5 years. We don't have that guy. The oldest people have been here 3 years. So, we are those guys now, and we got to step up and take on that role.
A lot of players I talked about enjoyed last year. First playoff bid, you beat JMU on the road, you took Villanova down to the wire, but everybody said, look, that was in the past. So how do you still enjoy some of those memories yet still look ahead here to 2015?
It was a great feeling. Trust me, it was a great feeling, getting that first playoff appearance, the first playoff win. And honestly, we have a sour taste in our mouth from Villanova because we felt like we gave that game away. And, whoever we would have played next, we would have played them a great game. So we kind of bitter about that. And we watched that game and certain clips from that game to learn from the mistakes, see the things that we did wrong. And like I said, use that sour taste in your mouth to come out there and work hard.
All right, Wes, let's get off the field a little bit here. You were telling me at one point you were an intelligence major. Now I was going to ask you, being on the island out there, cornerback all by yourself sometimes, how does that help you? Let's go right to how would an intelligence major, you want to be an FBI, something in the government there, how would that help you? And now you're talking about being a sport management major. So you're a very deep individual, and we say that all jokingly, of course. So the intelligence major, what did you enjoy about that, and how do you think that helps you in football?
It was real interesting. A big part of it was the war going on at the time and the whole terrorism and all that stuff coming up in the world. I felt like intelligence out in the field, it plays a big role into stopping, attacks from happening and things like that. So that was a kind of a motivation for me to pursue that. And I always had an interest in certain things like that because it's more of it's a higher level thinking kind of skill. And I love my brain being pushed to the max.
And now you're looking at focusing on sports management, maybe coaching in your future, which it's only fitting because your dad's a coach. You played for him in high school. What have you learned most about playing under him? And I'm sure he's one of your biggest fans, but sometimes constructive criticism comes your way too with a phone call, maybe text or two.
Oh, yeah. Well, I actually talk to my dad every day, at least twice a day, every day. We talk about football and everything going on. But learning from him, he took over from when I first started when I was 4. So ever since from when I was 4 to high school, my dad coached me. And in high school, he furthered that and coached me even more. Nice. He was definitely always my biggest critic. It wasn't a lot of good job, great play. It was more of, you might have had a good play, you might have made a play, but you could have done this to make it better and had even more of an impact. So he was always very critical, but in a loving. It was tough love.
Sure.
And that really helped me become a man and see that not everybody's going to pat you on the back when you do something good. You got to work hard, and even though you might do something good, it can always be better.
Yeah, it always can, and never want to get complacent, that is for sure. Number 21, Wesley Scott. I've already had 2 years under you. Look forward to 2 more here, Wes. We appreciate the time.
Thank you.
That's junior cornerback Wesley Scott. I'm Alan York for Liberty Fame Sports Network.